Dr. Heidi Fell, and in this video we'll be looking at how to identify tobacco users and when their status regarding tobacco use was last checked within Wolf. So we've opened up our practice search module from our main page, and this is what it looks like when we open it up. You can see that I'm a physician, and so I'm going to search my own panel for this. Now remember, when you're searching, you're going to use this button which lists the patient's names in a list, but for confidentiality reasons I'm going to be using this pie chart number, which still gives us the numbers but hides the names for confidentiality. So initially the general screen comes up, and I don't want to limit this by age or gender at this particular time, but I want to go into the demographics, and if it's not opened up, you can open it up by clicking on the little box beside it. And I want to look at habits. So in this case, I only want to look at smoking habits, so I'm going to unclick drinking, and you'll notice it grays out. But for smoking habits, I am going to choose to find all of my smokers from the drop-down. And you can see you have non-smokers. What you have in the middle might vary depending on your database a little bit, but you'll definitely have non-smoker and smoker for sure. So we'll choose smoker. And let's see, and I know from other searches that I have 545 patients in my panel at the moment. And so here we can say that I have 30 patients that are smokers within my practice. Okay, it also shows their age breakdown, and if I were to double click on each of these, I could see their actual names. Okay? So that's how I can identify my smokers. But how do I know if I've checked whether they're still smoking or not recently? So if I want to do this for all of my patients because I'm part of ASAP, I can remove the habits one by clicking on the remove button, and I can go over here and instead I can choose the habits verified button. Okay, so in this case, I check off the smoking verified, and I want to know people that have had it verified within the last 1 year. So I choose in last, and then I type in 1 in the box for year. Okay, and I can see, so let's first of all just double check that I see how many of them have been verified, and I can see 188 out of my 545 have come in, and I know from my practice that those are probably the people that came in for physicals, which I'm trying to transition over to screening visits, but still a work in progress. So if I click on not, I should have 357. So I know that 357 of my patients have not had their smoking status verified in the last year. So obviously that's something that I could work on. I have been working on ensuring that I have my young teenagers' smoking status assessed, because some of them I've had since babies, and I haven't ever asked them about their smoking and actually put it in the personal information section of Wolf. And so that's an important point, is that this is drawing data out of the personal information section of Wolf. This is not drawing data out of your SOAP notes or anywhere else that you might have recorded where their smoking status is. Now what happens if I want to know of my smokers, how many of them have I verified? So let's put habits back in. Okay, unclick drinking, choose our smokers. So we want to include all of our smokers and then exclude the ones that haven't been verified in the last year. So let's see what we get there. So there's 16 of them. Now, chances are I've asked them about their smoking status if they've been in, but obviously I haven't clicked the verified button on the in the personal information section of Wolf. So that's something that I could work on in my own practice to try and improve my process, to make sure that when I'm asking them, I'm actually clicking that verified button in the personal information section in the smoking and drinking sections. All right, but that's how you can find out how you're doing with respect to verifying your patient's smoking habits. And again, if you want to save the search, you just go to File, Save Search, provide it with a name. So we can call it Smoking Verification. Okay, I'll just save it for myself rather than sharing it, and I'll hit Save as New. Thanks for joining me again, and we'll talk to you next time.